but when? You tripping. Man, that's a female. Shut your little punk ass up, nigga, before I drop you like I did this bitch.
I'm on here.
Yes, you on here, baby.
What's up, ugly, moogly, fugly, dugly bitch?
A developing story here. A family is mourning the loss of a young mother and her unborn son. The pregnant woman was shot and killed in her DeKalb County apartment. We took you live to the scene as it was breaking.
It's 5:45 in the morning in Decatur, Georgia. Most of the world is still asleep. And in a quiet apartment on Peppertree Circle, a 23-year-old mother named Shakiya Pridgen is asleep too, curled up with her 1-year-old and her 3-year-old beside her. She's 2 weeks away from having her third baby, a boy she already named Kyren. She just had her baby shower 2 days before. There was a registry. There were gifts. There was a nursery waiting for him. And then in the dark, someone walks up to her bedroom window from outside and opens fire. Not one shot, not two, about a dozen shots, ripping through the glass into the room where she's sleeping with her babies. That's how Shakiya Pridgen's story ends. But before we get into what happened, who did this, and why her own family believes this was no random act of violence, if you're new here, this is Shadow Crime, and we cover real cases just like this one, the ones that don't always get the national attention they deserve. So if you don't want to miss where this story goes, hit subscribe and tap that bell right now, because trust me, you do not want to be scrolling past the update on this one later. It genuinely helps us keep telling these stories. Okay, let's get into it. Shakiya Pridgen wasn't living some complicated, chaotic life. By every account from the people who loved her, she was doing exactly what she set out to do. She had just moved into her very first apartment on her own. Think about that for a second. She wasn't crashing with family anymore. She wasn't depending on anyone. She had her own place, her own space, for her and her kids. Her mother, Verdina Scott, said Shakiya was going to church regularly. She wanted to get married one day. She wanted to settle down. She was, in her mother's words, doing everything a mother is supposed to do. Her father, Paco Pridgen, called her a loving, sweet, caring person with a good heart. And that's the thing that makes this so hard to sit with. This wasn't a woman caught up in danger. This was a woman building a life, 2 weeks from welcoming a new baby into it. And then it was just gone. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital after the shooting, but she didn't survive. Neither did baby Kyren. He was supposed to arrive in just 2 weeks. Instead, his name is now attached to a homicide investigation. Her 2 children, the 1-year-old and the 3-year-old, were right there in that bed when it happened. By some miracle, neither of them was physically hurt. But Shakiya's mother said it plainly. They are not okay. They don't understand why their mother isn't coming back. And honestly, how could they?
A developing story here. A family is mourning the loss of a young mother and her unborn son. The pregnant woman was shot and killed in her DeKalb County apartment. We took you live to the scene as it was breaking on Channel 2 Action News this morning. And Channel 2 Steve Gelbach is live at the complex off Columbia Drive in DeKalb County. And Steve, you spoke with the victim's parents.
Yeah, Fred, they told me that she was 9 months pregnant, getting ready to welcome a new baby boy into the world next week. And now they want DeKalb police to find the suspect who took both lives from them.
Somebody took a blessing from all of us, and we will get justice.
Standing strong together, the family of 23-year-old Shakiya Pridgen shared what she meant.
She was a loving, sweet, caring person with a good heart.
DeKalb police were called to the woods at Peppertree Apartments around 5:15 Tuesday morning. Someone stood outside this bedroom window and opened fire into the first floor apartment. We counted nearly a dozen bullet holes through the window.
She was targeted in that bedroom. She was sleeping with her 2 children in the bed with her.
That's where the family said her 1- and 3-year-olds survived and thankfully were not hurt. This is a photo taken just 2 days ago at Shakiya's baby shower. She was rushed to the hospital but died from multiple gunshots. And the doctors could not save the baby boy who they were going to name Kyren.
And we're going to take care of her children and keep her name alive and seek justice for her. Because it's terrible, it's sad, it's senseless. She wasn't bothering anybody.
DeKalb police homicide detectives are now investigating. They spent hours here collecting evidence, talking to loved ones. They have not named a suspect. We believe they are still looking for someone, though, and we'll have any update we get on Channel 2 Action News starting at 3 p.m. Live in DeKalb County, Steve Gelbach, Channel 2 Action News.
Steve, heartbreaking here. 2 small children at home, and now she and her unborn baby are gone too. We're going to stay on top of the story. Thank you.
Now here's where things get tense, because almost immediately, Shakiya's family started speaking out, and they weren't being vague about it. They came right out and said they believed she was targeted by someone she knew. Think about what that means for a second. This wasn't in their eyes, some stranger driving by and randomly spraying bullets into an apartment complex. The family told reporters they believed this was premeditated. And here's the detail that really sticks with me. They said whoever did this knew exactly where her bed was inside that apartment. The shots didn't just hit the building. They went straight through her bedroom window, into the exact spot where she slept. Sit with that. For someone to know precisely where in that apartment she laid her head down at night, that's not a stranger's knowledge. That's someone who had been inside, who had spent time with her, who knew her routine. That's what her family believes. And it's a chilling thought when you're talking about a woman who was 8.5 months pregnant, sleeping next to her 2 babies. Police, in the early hours after the shooting, weren't saying much. Officers responded to the scene around 5:15 in the morning after a call about a person shot. When they got there, they found Shakiya suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Investigators said early on that it looked like the shots came from outside the residence. No one else in that apartment was hit, just her. And while detectives were piecing together the scene, Shakiya's family wasn't sitting back, waiting quietly. Her mother stood in front of cameras in the rain and said something that I think a lot of grieving mothers wish they had the strength to say out loud. She said, "I want the world to know that somebody took a blessing from all of us." And then she made a promise. She said they are a strong family, that they would not collapse into their grief, that they would keep Shakiya's name alive and get justice for her. That's the tension building here. You got a family who is certain in their gut that this was personal, that this was someone Shakiya knew, possibly someone close to her. And you got investigators who, at that point, hadn't named a suspect yet, hadn't confirmed a motive, hadn't told the public anything about who they were looking for. So for a stretch of time, this community was left with this uneasy question hanging in the air. If this was someone Shakiya knew well enough to know where her bed was that person still out there? Was he still walking around DeKalb County while her family buried her and her unborn son? That uncertainty didn't last very long, though, because law enforcement was already working behind the scenes. And what happened next moved fast.
Right now at 11, DeKalb County police have made an arrest in the shooting death of a pregnant woman early this morning. Both she and her unborn baby were killed. Police say 26-year-old Devin Anthony has been taken into custody. It happened at a home in Riverdale. Now, family members tell 11 Alive that he is the father of the unborn child. He's now charged with aggravated assault with intent to murder, feticide, and murder malice, all of which are felonies. He is currently being held without bond. Police say they responded around 5:15 to the woods at Peppertree Apartments off of Flat Shoals Road, where they found the woman shot multiple times. Family members identified her today as Shakiya Pridgen. The 23-year-old was the mother of 2 young children, with her baby boy due next week. Tonight, her parents are left heartbroken.
She was a loving, sweet, caring person with a good heart, and somebody took the life of her.
She had a whole life to live ahead of her. She was raising her children. She just moved into her first apartment by herself. She wanted to get married, settle down. She was going to church every day. She was doing everything a mother was supposed to do.
Police say the investigation is active and ongoing.
So while Shakiya's family was out there demanding answers, a joint operation was already underway between the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Marshals Service. And it didn't take long for them to get a name. Investigators identified 26-year-old Devin Anthony as the shooter. He wasn't found anywhere near Decatur either. They tracked him down at a home in Riverdale on Quail Hunt Drive and took him into custody. DeKalb County Sheriff Melody Maddox came forward and said something that I think speaks for a lot of us watching this unfold. She said, "I believe it is paramount that I use my authority to ensure that we work tirelessly to apprehend dangerous individuals who threaten the safety of our residents." She called it an act of senseless violence that devastated not just Shakiya's family, but the whole community. Devin Anthony was booked into the DeKalb County Jail. He's facing malice murder, feticide, and aggravated assault with intent to murder. And right now, he is being held without bond, which tells you how seriously the courts are treating this. But here's where I have to be straight with you, because that's what we do on this channel. As of right now, police have not officially confirmed whether Shakiya and Devin Anthony actually knew each other. They haven't released a motive. So while Shakiya's family strongly believes this was someone close to her, someone who knew her home, knew her bed, knew her routine, that connection has not been confirmed by investigators publicly. If you've seen claims floating around online about a relationship between them, take that with caution. We don't chase rumors on this channel. We wait for what's actually verified, and we'll update you the moment more comes out. What we do know is this: a young mother who was doing everything right, who just got her own apartment, who was 2 weeks from holding her newborn son, who was at church every week trying to build a stable, peaceful life for her kids, was killed in her sleep. And her unborn son never got the chance to take a single breath. So I want to ask you something, and I really want you to sit with this. What does it take for someone to walk up to a window, knowing a pregnant woman and 2 small children are inside, and pull the trigger a dozen times? What kind of rage or fear or coldness lives in a person to do that? And if Shakiya's family is right, if this really was someone she knew, someone she once trusted enough to let into her life, how do you ever see people the same way again after that? Let me know what you think happened here in the comments. Do you believe the family's instinct that this was personal? Drop your theories below. And listen, if this story moved you even a little, do something for Shakiya and baby Kyren right now. Hit subscribe, hit that bell icon, and follow Shadow Crime so you don't miss the next update on this case the moment it drops, because there will be more to this story. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.